Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, last session we have started the course, and we have completed up to item settings under general settings. So we can continue today from outstanding balances. I'll quickly go through last session. Actually, last session we have registered some users, but some students facing issues to register their software. Uh, some students haven't received that OTP, and actually there's an issue with Mobitel. So if you are using any Mobitel number, please use any for get the OTP. Use a different mobile number. Actually, last session, one student has informed that Mobitel numbers haven't received that OTP. So we have checked that. So Mobitel numbers, if you are using Mobitel numbers, please, if you can, enter any other network number to get the OTP. Okay. If you want, you can register for additional company. You can log into this pwholdings.lk and click this free trial. And from here, you can register for a new company by clicking that clicking that 30-day free trial link. You can enter your details. And if you are earlier used an email address, please enter different email address. From one email address, you can create only one account. So if you have, if you already registered from one email address, please register from another email address. And from here also you can select country. It's better if you can select Malaysia. It's closer to Sri Lanka, therefore, or else from any country you can select from here. And for product, it should be Sage Business Cloud Accounting. And for these ones, you can use any software from here. And referral code, you can keep it blank, and you can enter your mobile number to get the OTP. And please enter with country code, please enter with +94. And after you receive the OTP, enter OTP here, and you can click this free trial, and you can register for new accounting software. Okay, like that, you can register for new one. Log into pwholdings.lk and click this free trial and click this free 30-day trial, and you can enter your details. Right, after you register to the system, you can log into system from this account sage.com.en/za, or I'll share you that link in this chat box. Now same login by clicking the sign in, you can log into the system and log in this Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Enter your email address and password, click login. And if you have forgot your password, please click this forgot your password link, and you can enter your email address and click this reset password. After that, Sage will send a link to change your password. Okay, Like that, you can log into the system. Right, now we will start today's session. We will start from outstanding balances. Okay, you can go to this company settings from company, change company settings, select this outstanding balances, and you can change these settings. Now there's a tick box, a monthly tick box. Now there's you can generate your customer outstanding reports from this Sage Business Cloud accounting software. Go to customers reports, customer balances days outstanding. Right, you can generate this report. And also when you are creating customer, you can add number of days for credit period. Now in settings, first on monthly, if you tick this option, when you are calculating your outstanding days. Now for an example, you are invoicing on 10th January, and if you tick this monthly tick box, when that invoice outstanding days calculating, it's calculating from the end of the month. Okay, now if you tick this monthly tick box, if you have entered any invoices, system will calculate outstanding from end of that month. If you untick this option, system will calculate the actual number of days. And if you want to get the actual number of days, please untick this monthly tick box. Next one, the aging option can be determined based on either the invoice date or the due date. Now, when you are creating customers, you can enter credit period, and when you are running the outstanding statement, if you want from the invoice date, you can select invoice date, and if you want due date, you can select the due date. The difference between due date and the invoice date is due date is with credit period. Now if you are invoicing on 1st of January and you have 30 days credit period, when you are generating that outstanding report, if you select due date, system will consider that 30 days also, and it will display that outstanding after 30 days. And if you select invoice date, system will calculate the actual number of days. Okay, I'll repeat it again. If you tick this monthly tick box, system will calculate the outstanding end of the month, and if you untick this option, system will calculate the actual number of days. And second option, the aging option can be determined based on either the invoice date or the due date. If you select invoice date, system will generate outstanding report, actual number of days. And if you select due date, system will calculate after considering the credit period. Now, if your customer has 60 days credit period, if you select the due date, now when you are generating this outstanding report, system will calculate after considering that 60 days. Okay, invoice days plus 60 days, and after that only it will display in the age analysis. Okay, now till 2 months. Now if you are giving 60 days credit period, even after 60 days, it will under current period. After 60 days only, it will go to this 30 days column. Okay, next, personal information. Now from here, you can enter how many years you are keeping this customers and suppliers details. You can select any number of years, and you need to enter why you are keeping this records. Okay. You can select, you can enter any date for statutory information or for audit or for company information or any reason you can enter and you can save. Okay. Now you can check these outstanding balances and you can check this personal information. Okay. Next, we will move to VAT settings. Now from here, VAT settings, you can set your tax rate. You can add tax rate from by clicking this plus mark, and if you want to remove in tax rate by clicking this red color button, you can delete that tax rates. Okay, first you can select VAT system. There are three options: invoice based, payment based, and no VAT. Now if you are a VAT registered company, you can select this invoice based, and if you haven't registered for VAT, you can select no VAT. Okay, then tax rate will not display, and if you are a tax registered company, you can select invoice based. Under VAT details, you can enter your VAT registration detail. You can enter VAT number, and from here, last VAT period end date, you can enter that date. Now for an example, if your last VAT if there are a few VAT submission scenarios, monthly, quarterly, like that, and if you are quarterly submitting your tax rates or tax reports, you can select 30th June as your last VAT period end date. And if you are monthly submitting your tax reports, you can select that July 31st. And based on your company, you can select this last VAT submission due date. Now, if you are submitting on, if your date is last VAT period end date is 31st July, and you can set last VAT submission due date as August 20th. Based on your company, you can select the relevant dates. Okay. Now from here you can select if you are quarterly submitting, you can enter 3. If you are monthly submitting, you can enter 1 under VAT reporting frequency. And from here you can tick offset credit on sales and purchases. Then you can generate that tax report considering that sales and purchases. Okay. I'll repeat it again. From VAT system, if you are a VAT registered company, you can select invoice based, and if you haven't registered for VAT, you can select no VAT. Next, VAT details. Under VAT details, you can enter your VAT number, last VAT period end date, last VAT submission date, and reporting frequency. You can enter quarterly or monthly. If you are report submission quarterly, you can enter 3. If you're monthly submitting, you can enter 1 here. Right. After that, you can create your tax rate. There are few tax rate, and now currently in Sri Lanka, we are using 8% VAT. And if you want to create new VAT rate, you can, by clicking this plus mark, you can add, or you can change this existing tax rate. Okay. I create new tax rate, VAT 8%, and enter VAT rate. Like that, you can enter, or you can create VAT types. After you create VAT type, you can click for that VAT 8% as a default tax rate. Now, previously in Sri Lanka, also 15% VAT rate available. Now, if you want to create new tax rates, you can create by clicking this plus mark. Okay, and you can add any number of tax rate, 0%, 0 rate export, like that. If you have any tax rates, you can create that tax rate. And if you want to remove any tax rate, you can remove by clicking this delete line. And after you create tax rates, I'll save this. After you create tax rate, you can link those tax rate to when you are creating customer, supplier, inventory, or GL accounts. Now we have created 8%, and we will create a customer. Now under default settings, default VAT type, you can select that created VAT rates. And after you link that VAT rate to your customers, when you are invoicing for that customers, system will calculate the taxes for that transaction. Okay, like that you can create tax rate. Right, now you can create tax rate. Go to company, change company settings, select VAT settings, and select VAT settings, and you can create tax rate. Okay, please practice how to create VAT types. Okay, you can create tax type from VAT settings. And if you are a tax registered company, you can select invoice based. And if you are not VAT registered company, you can select no VAT. Right. Next, we will move to documents and statements. First, statement messages. Now, you can generate customer statements. You can generate customer statements from customers reports, customer statement, and you can select customer and you can view the report. Now, after you generate the report, you can see some line here, please settle immediately. And you can see amount due, current period, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 plus days. Now, from this statement messages, you can mention if your customers based on your customer outstanding, you can mention a statement there. Okay, if your customer in current period, you can enter please settle. And if your customers age analysis, or if your customers has 30 days credit period, you can mention settle immediately. And if your customer has 60 days outstanding, you can enter please settle as soon as possible. Like that, you can enter messages here, and based on that customer outstanding number of days, it will apply for the customer statement. Okay, now here 120 plus days. Now in this system, current period, it's current. And if customer outstanding in 30 days, please settle within due date. In 6 days, please settle as soon as possible. And 90 days outstanding. 120 days, please settle immediately. Now, in this statement or this customer outstanding, 120 plus days outstanding available. So therefore, in this messages settings also we have set if customer outstanding 120 plus days, please settle immediately statement there. Therefore, it will display here. And if this customer is only 90 days, it will display 90 days outstanding. Right. Like that, you can set messages based on customers outstanding, and based on that customer outstanding, this message will display in the customer statement. Okay. Based on your company, you can set messages, and based on customers outstanding, it will display that message here. We'll check another customer. This customer was having 120 plus days. Okay, now this customer has outstanding in 30 days, 60 days. Now here, if it is 6 days, outstanding in 30 days, this is overpayment. Now it's outstanding in 30 days. Therefore, our statement settings, statement messages settings, we have mentioned, if it is 30 days, please settle within due date. Therefore, it will display this please settle within due date message. Okay, like that, you can set messages based on customer outstanding days. Okay, now you can set any message here, and when you are doing transactions, we can check this one. Okay, now please enter any statement here. Okay, next, document numbers. Now, from this Sage Business Cloud accounting software, you can enter these transactions, quotations, sales orders, customer invoice, credit note, customer receipts, customer write-off, customer recurring invoice, customer adjustment, supplier purchase order, supplier invoice, supplier return, supplier payment, and supplier adjustment. Now, from here, you can set your document number. Now, this is there's a default number format. If you want, you can continue this number, or you can change this number format. Now, for an example, if you want to change your invoice number, serial number order, you can change from here. Now, if you want to reduce this number of digits, you can reduce these digits. And if you want to include RUH or any letters before the invoice number, you can add from here. And if you change this your document numbers, when you are entering transaction, that number will display in the transaction. Okay, you can change these numbers here, and after you change those numbers, when you are entering transaction, that number will display in the as a document number. Okay, for any transaction you can enter number here. And in practical situations, sometimes you may implement the system for all company. In that case, you may used previously you may used any serial number or document number, and you want to continue that number. Now, for an example, in all system you have 999 invoice number. Last invoice number is 999, INV 999. And if you want to continue same serial order in this system, you can enter 1000 INV 1000, because last number is INV 0999. So next number is INV 1000. Therefore, you can set new document number as INV 1000. And for credit note, in previous system, you may use CRN 0010. And if you want to change to if you are continuing same serial number, you can enter 11 here, and from 11 transaction will continue from 11. Okay, like that you can set your document numbers from this document number section. Current number will display here, next number will in this column, and you can set the next number from here. After you set the numbers, you can save. Okay, now you can see this quotation number, document number, this quotation number as QO, or that set number will display here. Right, now you can set your document numbers. Go to general document and statement, select document numbers, and from here you can set your document numbers. Okay. Next, document descriptions. Now, here you can enter these documents and you can print these documents. And this original name is, when you are printing first time, this name will display. And if you are printing document more than one time, this copy name will display. Now, for an example, in this credit note, when you are printing first time, it will display credit note. And if you are printing more than one time, it will display copy credit note. Okay. We will enter one transaction and we will check. We'll go to customers, transactions, customer credit note. Click add credit note. You can select a customer. You select one item. And we will print. Okay, now it will display as credit note. Now, if we print again, it will display copy credit note, because in here we have mentioned that if you are printing more than one time, it should print with copy. And therefore, when you are generating or when you are printing your documents more than one time, it will display as copy. Now, you can use this as a control purpose. For tax invoices, you should not give same original tax invoice twice. If you are giving tax invoices more than one time, you should mention copy. And if you mention copy here, when you are generating your tax invoices second time, it will display with copy word. Okay, right. Like that, if you want, you can mention copy word when you are printing more than one time. For those documents, these documents, you can mention that copy name when you are printing. Right. Next, customer document messages. Now, you can create following transactions: customer quotations, sales orders, customer invoice, credit note, receipt, customer bad debt relief, and customer bad debt recovery. Now, when you are generating or when you are creating this transaction, you'll enter tax invoice. You can see this message available here. This message available. Now you can set default messages for your transaction documents. From here, if you set any message here, it will display when you are entering that transaction. Now for quotations, you have mentioned validity period 30 days. We will enter quotation. Go to customers, transactions, customer codes. Click add code. Now from here, you can see validity period 30 days. Like that, you can set default messages, and when you are processing transaction time, if you want, you can delete or you can edit this message. For easiness, you can set default messages, and you can edit when you are processing the transaction. Now for an example, when you are entering quotation, you can mention validity period 30 days, or when you are entering customer invoices, you can mention your bank account details, then customers can directly transfer to your bank accounts. Like that, you can set default messages. Next, supplier document messages. Like customer document messages, you can set supplier document messages. You'll enter one supplier transaction, go to suppliers, transactions, supplier purchase orders, click add purchase order. You can select a supplier, and here you can see please deliver this message available, because we have mentioned in supplier document messages under purchase order. And when you are sending purchase orders, if you want to deliver that goods to a different location, you can mention it here, and when you are enter transaction, it will display in the transaction. And these messages, you can, if you want, you can edit when you are processing the transaction. Right, now you can enter few document status for customers and suppliers, and you can try from here, go to customers transaction, and you can just open any, or you can add any quotation, and you can check it's correctly displaying your transaction message. Okay, now you can practice that customer document messages and supplier document messages. Okay, I'll explain this customer document messages and supplier document messages. Now you can enter these transactions in the Sage Business Cloud accounting software, these customer transactions and these supplier transactions. Under supplier transaction, you can enter supplier purchase order, supplier invoice, supplier return, supplier payment. Now, if you set any message here, when you are processing that transaction, this message will display in the transaction. Okay, we will enter one message here. Okay, now you will order some goods from your suppliers, and in the supplier document messages, you will enter this message as a under purchase orders. You will enter this message, please deliver to Department of Accounting. Now, after that, we will enter one purchase order. Go to suppliers, transaction, supplier purchase orders. Click add purchase order. Now you can see when you are entering first time in transaction, that message will display how that steps will display how to enter transaction. Right now here you can see this delivered to Department of Accounting message will display here. Now you can set from that from document and statements, and this message will display when you are entering supplier purchase orders. Okay, now for easiness, if you want, you can enter that message, or without entering any that message also you can continue the transaction, or when you're processing this purchase order also you can mention any message if you want. Okay, now if you set any message, it will easy for all transaction. You don't want to enter again and again. If you set any message here, it will automatically display when you are entering transaction. Okay, now if you are ordering some stationery from your suppliers, you can mention as under purchase order message, this message, please deliver to Department of Accounting. So each time when you are processing any purchase order, the message will display here. So you don't want to manually type this message again if you set supplier document message here. Okay, so automatically when you are processing any purchase orders, it will display here. The main purpose is you can save time and by setting a default message. Right, you can set any customer document and supplier documents here, and you can go to transactions and you can check that message will correctly display in the transactions. Okay, you can enter customer transactions from customers, transactions, customer codes, click add code. From here you can enter customer quotations. Okay, like that you can check any transactions from here. Go to customers, transaction, select any transaction and click add transaction. And for suppliers also, you can go to suppliers, transaction, select the transaction, and by clicking add purchase order, you can add that purchase order. Sorry, I'll repeat it again. You can enter customer and supplier transactions from customers, transactions, and you can select that transaction type, and by clicking this add code, you can enter that transaction. Okay, we will discuss in detail when you are doing that transactions. At the moment, you can enter these document messages and you can go to these transactions and you can check. You can just you can try any transaction and check that message display correctly. When you're doing first time, when you're entering any transaction first time, this message will display how to do the transaction. It will display the steps. You can continue by clicking this next button. Okay. You can enter supplier transactions from supplier module, transactions, and supplier transaction you can select. If you have set document numbers, you can check that document numbers also from these transactions. You can see under that invoice details, you can see that invoice numbers, and if you have entered any credit notes, you can view that document number. Okay, next we will move to document designing, invoice and statement layouts. Now, in this system, you can print your invoices. Like this, you can print. And you can design like these invoice layouts. And from here, there's a application add-on. You can download that uh, custom layout designer, accounting custom layout designer. After that, you can design your invoice layouts. Okay, actually by default there are a few invoice layouts. Now you can see there are few invoice layouts, and in addition to that, if you want to design yourself, you can design by downloading this accounting custom layout designer. Okay, by clicking this clicking here link, you can download that layout designer. Okay, you can go to accounting custom layout designer for Windows and click this download link. I'll repeat it again. You can design your invoice and other layouts. These layouts you can design your quotation, sales orders, invoices, credit note, your supplier purchase orders. You can design. For design that layout, you need to download this accounting custom layout designer. By clicking this blue color link, clicking here, you can download that link, or you can download that app. After that, go to more, select add-on modules. You will reroute to this window. Uh, Click more here and select add-on modules. After that, you can scroll down. Select this accounting custom layout designer for Windows, and by clicking this download, you can download this custom accounting layout designer. After that, you can run that application. Okay, after that you can click this install. It will install to your system, your computer. Okay, now please download if you want. Now you can download now, or later also you can download and you can check that layout design. Now it has downloaded. From here we can design our layouts. Okay, I repeat it again. You can design layouts. You can click this clicking here button, and from this screen you can go to more and select add-on modules. Select accounting custom layout designer for Windows and select download. After that you can download that layout designer and you can run that layout designer. Okay, we will take a short break. After that we will discuss that how to design layouts. Okay, we will take a 10-minute break. After that we will discuss how to design layouts. Okay, after you download that layout designer, that shortcut will display here. You can log into that layout designer by double click this icon. And you can enter your email address and password. Okay. And there are few default layout designers, and if you want, you can select that layout, or if you want to change these layouts, you can change from the layout designer. Now we have designed one layout here, and when you are invoicing, you can select that layout. Okay, default layouts available here, and you can check those layouts. And if you want to change, you can change from layout design. Okay. Now this has opened. You can enter your email address. Enter your password, system password. Click OK, and you can log into that custom layout designer. From this layout drop down menu, you can select which document you are going to design. You can design quotations, sales orders, tax invoices, credit notes, customer statements, purchase orders, supply invoices, supply returns, supplier documents, and delivery note. Now, if you are designing tax invoices, please select first one. And now there are few default layouts. There are few layouts. First, you can enter one customer invoice, and you can check which layout suit for you. Okay. Uh, Before that, we can add a customer. Go to customers, click add a customer. We can enter customer name. And you also can create a customer. Go to customers, add a customer, and you can enter customer name, and other details also you can enter, but at the time being we will enter only customer name, and we can save this customer. And one important thing, if you are not entering any email address here, please change this statement distribution method to print. Okay, and after that you can click save. Okay, I'll repeat it again. You can create customers from customers. Click add a customer. You can enter customer name, and if you don't enter any email address, please select this statement distribution method as print. After that you can save. Okay, now you can create a customer. other options we will discuss when we are creating master files. Right. After that, we will create an item. Go to items, add an item. From here, you can create item. You can enter item code, and you can enter item description. And I'll create a service item, and you can save. Okay, you also can create an item. Go to items, add an item, enter item code and description, select service. We will create a service item, and after that you can save. Right, next we will create customer quotation. Go to customers, transactions, customer quotes, click add quote, select customer from here, and you can select item, and you can enter price. Right, after that you can preview this invoice by clicking this print preview button. Okay, now this is your invoice format. Now there are few invoice format. You can select those formats and you can check which invoice layouts match with your requirement. Right. Now assume this default modern is you prefer default modern print layout. Then in this layout designer, you can select that default modern, select design, right? From here, you can design your layouts. Okay, now this information will display here, and you can change this layout from this layout designer. You can add labels from here, and from this date fields, you can add details, customer details, then this invoice header details, those details you can add. Now there are two methods. One is labels and these other details here. From here you can add that database fields. Now, not like in earlier days, now it's not difficult to design a layout. You can drag and drop that. Now for an example, if you want to add customer name, you can select this customer name, and you can drag and drop that customer name. After that, you can resize these fields. Okay, there's no any codings not required for this designing layout. You can just drag and drop this from this date fields. You can drag and drop that required field. Now, for an example, if you want to add that customer's contact details, you can just drag and drop that field to here. After that, you can resize or you can change that details. After that, that appearances attributes available here. Now, if you want to change this font size, font color, those things you can change from here. Okay, you can change that font style, then you can bold, regular, then you can increase the sizes. From here you can change those appearances, you can change from here. After that, you can save this layout and you can enter name for that layout. After that, you can select from here and you can preview that layout. Right now, we have changed few details. We have added that customer name, customer contact name. Those details we have added, that details will display here. Okay, like that, you can very easily, you can design this layout. Now, if you want to increase the size, you can just drag in these from these arrows, you can increase the width, height, you can change. And if you want to change this, now if you want to add company logo to left side and other information to right side, you can just drag and drop like this. You can adjust. Only thing is you need to remember these fields, then easily you can design this layout. And now here you can see the item description, quantity, unit price, discount, taxes, exclusive total, inclusive total available. If you want to remove any column, now for an example, if you are not giving any discount, you can delete this discount line. And if you want to add any another column, just you can right click and click insert and column to right. Like this, you can add columns or you can delete columns. And from here also you can add details. Now in this layouts, there are two sections actually. This document header, it's include this header and footer also, and this document line is only this part, detail part only, document line. In here you can view that line items. Now when you are entering any invoice, this line item section available in here. In addition to that other part, there's these heading details and footer details available in this document customer document header. From here you can view customer name, customer balances, customer contact details, then delivery address, postal address, then line total, then tax reference, tax number, tax subtotal. If you have any sales reps, you can add to here. Like that, you can design from here. Okay, you can as a homework, you can try. You can just enter one customer invoice, and you can design one layout and check how to design, or you can practice how to design a layout. Okay, first download this layout designer. After that, you can design your layout. Right. Next, if you have any questions in layout designing, next sessions we will discuss. Okay, next, branding. Now from here, you can attach your company logo to the system, and when you are generating your invoices or invoice layouts, you can view with company logo. Okay, first you need to select your logo in that document. Okay, after you attach that logo, it will display a message, your logo has been successfully updated. You can click OK. After that, you can preview that logo. Now here, we have attached this company logo. You can view that company logo. Now in this position of logo on invoices and statement, you can select that option. Whether if you don't want to display your logo, you can select none, then it will not display your logo. If you want to display your logo in left side, you can select top left and you can preview. And if you want to display in right side, you can select top right and you can preview. Now it's right. Next, there are two tick boxes, logo on invoice and statement emails. Now, from here, you can email your invoices. And if you want to display your logo on invoices and statement emails, you can tick this option. Then when you are sending emails, that logo will display in the invoices and statements. And logo on customer zone, if you take this option, when your customer view that their transactions in customer zone, they can view your company logo. Okay, like that, you can attach your company logo and you can set the position of that company logo. Okay, now you can practice how to add your company logo, and you can set these positions and you can preview that your company logo. Okay, you can attach your company logo to the system. After that, when you are processing your transaction, you can print those documents with your company logo. After you select this company logo, you can save this, and it will apply to your documents. Right. Next, we will move to user-defined fields. Now, you can create customers in this system, and you can enter customer details. Now, you can enter customer name, category, opening balance, and postal address, delivery address, contact details. Those details you can add. But if you need to add more details, you can use this user-defined fields. Now you can see there's a user-defined fields tab. From here, you can add additional details. You can add 3 text values, 3 numeric values, 3 yes, no values, and 3 date values. Now, for an example, if you have any agreements with your customers, you need to enter that customer agreement number, customer agreement start date, agreement end date. Those things you need to add. So under details, you cannot add. So, and if you want to add additional details, you can use this user-defined fields. And now for an example, if you want to maintain your customer birthdays, you can add under date values. And these labels you can change from here. You can change these label names. Okay, now here you can see text field 1 available and numeric fields available. We will change this numeric field value. We will change to agreement number. And save. We will refresh this one. Now you can see that numeric field 1 has changed to agreement number. Like that, you can change these label values from this user-defined fields. Okay, now, if you want to change this to agreement date, agreement start date, you can refresh. And now you can see that date value has changed to date field 1 has changed to agreement start date. Like that, if you want to add additional details and if you want to rename that label names, you can change it from this user-defined fields. In addition to customers, you can add labels to suppliers, items, your fixed assets, and documents and transactions. Okay, you can add to suppliers. We will create one supplier. Go to suppliers, add a supplier. Select this user-defined fields. From here, you can view, and you can change that label names from this user-defined field section. And same thing, I'll add agreement number. And refresh. Go to user defined fields. You can see now numeric value available. And one important thing now, there are 4 values: text value, numeric values, just no values, and date values. Now date values, you can select any date, and yes no values you can tick whether it's yes or no, and numeric values you can enter only numeric value, that means only numbers. You cannot enter letters or special characters here. You can enter only numbers, and numbers you can enter here. And under text values you can enter any character. You can enter letters, numbers you can enter here, but numeric values you can enter only numbers. Letters you can enter here. Next, item user defined fields. You'll go to items, add an item. Select user defined fields tab. From here you can add your additional or user defined fields values. You can enter 3 text fields, 3 numeric fields, 3 yes no fields, and 3 date field values. These labels also you can change from this user defined fields. Next, assets. You can create assets from company assets, add an asset. You can create fixed asset from here, and from this user defined field tab you can add your user defined field values. Now if you are entering any assume you are entering motor vehicle for here, you want to mention that insurance expiry date here. Now if you want to change this date field 1 to insurance expiry date, you can go to assets, you can change to insurance expiry date and save. Go to that asset and refresh. From here now you can see under date value it's insurance expiry date available. From here you can select that date value. Next, document and statement. Now for these documents you can enter that user defined fields: customer quotations, customer sales orders, customer tax invoice, customer credit note, supplier purchase order, supplier invoice, supplier return, and banking transactions and journals. Okay, and when you are entering those transactions you can enter that user defined fields. We will enter customer quotation. Now these settings you can apply when you are enter transaction. Just you can just go through this introduction, and when you are entering transactions you can refer or you can you will understand why you have changed that settings. Okay, so sometimes you may not understand what we are discussing here, but when you are entering transaction you may have a clear idea what is the requirement of setting these changes. Right, now go to add quote. Okay, go to options, and you can view this user defined fields, and you can enter additional details here. Like that, you can enter purchase orders, supply invoices, supply returns, journal entries, and bank transactions. Okay, now you can practice how to change these user layout, that user defined fields label names, and you can change from here, and you can go to transaction or master files, and you can check whether it's correctly displayed in the transaction and master files. You can change field names here and go to customers, suppliers, items, and assets and check. And document and transaction user defined field names also you can change, and you can go to that transactions and you can check. Okay, next, email signatures. Now you can send, you can email your customer tax invoices, then quotation, sales orders, customer receipts. You can directly email from the system. Okay, and click add a tax invoice, and from here you can email your customer invoices. Now when you are sending your customer invoices or via email, you can set this message body. Okay, you can set it from here first. Now it's available one, you can preview from here. Tax invoice, then tax invoice number, dear, contact name, and please find the attached invoice number, invoice total. Please contact me should you have any queries, and regard username and company name. So this, if you want, you can continue, or if you want to change this format, you can add email signature from this email signature section. You can add signature by clicking add signature. You can add a signature, then you can enter name for that signature, and you can select which document, whether it's quotation, tax invoice, credit note, recurring invoice, sales order, customer statement run, which document you are going to set or add signature. We will select for quotation, and from here you can enter these fields available, and you can design your email signature from here. Now if you want to add quotation number, from here you can mention code, and if you from this placeholder you can add the code number. Okay, now if you set this number, when you are sending quotations, it will automatically pick that quotation number. Okay, manually you don't want to enter that quotation number, system will automatically pick the quotation number if you set this placeholder. Next body, you can hi, and you can add contact name, customer contact name. You can enter here, then automatically it will pick that name. Okay, after that, if you want, you can add that invoice quotation number, quotation total, those details you can add, and your name, username, and your company name also you can add here. We'll just save this one, and we'll enter one quotation, and before that we will change that customer name. Right, I'll enter contact name and email address and save. right? You can select the customer and select items, enter the price, and you can email this quotation. Okay, now that customer email address available, and you can see a customer code number here and quotation number available here, that contact person name available, and quotation amount, those details available. Now you can send this email to your customer. Okay, now quotation attachment also available, this PDF format, and you can email this quotation to your customer. Like that, you can add signature, or you can change your email signatures from this email signature section. Like that, you can add the signatures for quotations, tax invoice, credit note, recurring invoice, customer statement, and sales order. Now, if you are creating signature for tax invoice, select type as tax invoice and enter name. And from here, you can design that your email signature. Now, if you want to add the invoice number, you can add customer name, then invoice number. Those details you can add from this placeholder. And if you tick this default tick box, this will be the default email signature. Now, when you are sending any invoice, this email will display as default email signature. Now we will tick this default email and save. We will go to customer transactions, customer invoices. We will email already entered one. Now you can see customer name available, invoice number available, right? Like that, you can design. Now it's just a sample, and you can design your email signatures according to your requirement. Now again, you want to change that default email signature. I'll set this default and save. Okay, like that, you can design your email signatures. Now you can practice how to design layout, how to design your email signatures, and you can check that email signature by emailing this document. Okay, you can design email signature for tax invoice and quotation, and please check it's correctly display in your email signature. Okay, next we will move to multi-currency. Now actually it's a add-on module. You have available license here, and by clicking this allocate now, you can allocate that multi-currency. And especially if you have foreign customers or foreign suppliers, if you are maintaining foreign bank accounts, you can activate this multi-currency module. And for customers, you can invoice in customers currency. And if you have foreign suppliers, if you are purchasing in dollars, you can enter foreign currency invoices, and you can enter foreign currency purchase orders. Like that, if you activate, you can invoice or purchase customers or suppliers currency. First, you can allocate this multi-currency. Click allocate. After that, enable multi-currency and select your currency. Now, when you are selecting this home currency, please carefully select that currency. After you set that currency, you cannot change. Therefore, when you are selecting, please carefully set this multi-currency. Okay, tick this option, enable multi-currency, and select your home currency and save. Okay, after you go to multi-currency, you can allocate that allocate now button and click, and tick on enable multi-currency and select your home currency. If you are implementing the system for Sri Lankan company, you can select Sri Lankan rupees. And after you add that multi-currency, oh sorry, home currency, you can add additional currencies from by clicking this add currency. Now, if you want to add USD, you can select that currencies. Select the currency and click add. Then this current exchange rates will automatically update. You can see the exchange rate for date, and you can say, check that exchange rate. Like that, you can add your currencies. And if you want to remove any currency, by clicking this red color delete line, you can delete that currency. And from here you can view that uh, how many rupees for that currency, and how many GBP for one LKR. You can view that currency symbol and home currency. And also these rates will update automatically from the European Central Bank. And if you want to change that exchange rate, you can change manually by clicking this edit button. Now, if you select this option, latest exchange rate, it will automatically update. Or if you want to enter manually, you can select new custom exchange rate, and you can select the date, which date you want to set the exchange rate, and you can enter the exchange rate here. Okay, after that, you can update. Then that rate will apply here. Right. And under comments, you can view if you have changed your currencies. You can view from here. Like that, you can add currencies, and you can change exchange rates. Right now, you can activate your multi-currency, and you can add few currencies. Okay, now we have completed the company settings. Next session, we will start from how to create master files. We'll check how to create customers, suppliers, items, bank accounts, GL accounts, then fixed asset budgets and analysis codes. Those master file creation, we will start from next session. And we will share you that user manuals also. Please go through that, and please practice these settings also. If you want, you can register for new company and you can practice that these company settings. And also in your current system also you can use, you can practice how to create customers, suppliers, items, banking, and you can enter transactions. And please practice how to design these email signatures, change user defined fields, and layout designing. And if you have any issues with this layout designing, we will discuss in next session. Okay, so we will wrap up for today. If you have any questions, please ask. Okay, one question: how to upgrade multi-currency? Is it display that your multi-currency in your system under multi-currency? And previously, can you see it's allocate? Okay, click that allocate now. After you click that allocate now, you can tick that tick box, and you can select that home currency as Sri Lankan rupee. How about others? Okay. Multi-currency activation okay for you all? Okay, if it is not available, can you go to administration and my profile, and click on this upgrade. And enter one under multi-currency and click next. And from there also you can activate your multi-currency. Others, how about others? Is it okay? Okay, right. Please practice that multi-currency, and please check how to design your layouts. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, and stay safe. Okay, thanks.